Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. There's a word for this. It's called fraud. The fact that they were instructing our OP not to tell anybody makes it even worse and shows that there's no way it was a mistake. We'll tell you more right after a short pause. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Come right back to the office. Don't mind if I do. I was working at yet another soulless call center. Through years of bad ideas, alcohol, and generally getting punched in the face, I had a broken tooth that was no longer serviceable. I could no longer adhere that over-the-counter tooth cement to it, let it dry, and pretend I didn't notice it. It hurt. My face was swollen, I'm pretty sure my breath was fetid, and I was trying to move from slacker to adult, so I made an appointment to get it pulled. I was salary, regularly worked weird schedules, but still gave heads up to the brand new shiny director and HR goon and my supervisor that I was going in for an emergency tooth removal and would be gone for part of the day. My boss, no worries or concerns. He knew I'd come in for whatever, whenever. The new director, not so much. She didn't like me because somebody told her I wasn't nice and punched puppies or some other nonsense. You can go on your lunch to do whatever you want, but come right back to the office. That wasn't going to happen. She wasn't in my chain of command, and I only told her out of a courtesy. My boss knew I was out. She could be mad. This all changed while I sat in that not-too-comfy chair, already stabbed in the gums a half a dozen times to numb up. The nice front counter lady came in to tell me I didn't have dental insurance. I laughed, explained of course I did, and validated all of my information. She asked to speak to me alone. Apparently, my company had charged me for my insurance but never paid the insurance company. Even better, the company had done this for every employee on this plan. For a while. F it. I have the cash, pay for the procedure right then. A little over an hour later, a small bit of beard missing from clamps catching in it, stitches in my gums that had to be cut, tooth gone. I'm ready to go back to work and ask some questions. After all, they wanted me to come right back, right? I don't even clean up. Blood down my swollen face, blood on my shirt, a little bruising on my face from an oh crap moment when part of the tooth broke more while extracting. I walk right in the nice HR person's office and hand him my receipt. I explain what happened. He calls the director in and starts making calls. Her, why are you here looking like that? Go clean up. Me, you said come right back. Her, you're a health hazard. Me, if only I had dental insurance, eh? Her, of course we have insurance. Why would you walk in here like that? Me, you said come right back. This circular exchange lasted about 10 minutes. HR dude needed me to make copies of the receipts. I walked to the furthest possible printer, making sure enough people saw me. They asked what was up. I told everyone what was going on with the insurance. Email started, calls started, people were very unimpressed. Get back to the HR office. He's ready to make sure I get reimbursed on the next check, pay back for the insurance I paid that I didn't have insurance for. Him, okay, well, go ahead and head out. You can use my door out. Don't tell anyone about what's going on. Me, too late. I've told at least 10 people. Director, why would you do that? Me, well, you did tell me to come right back. We all got reimbursed. Company put out a big apology memo, bought pizza, because that's what call centers do, and HR guy did a lot of butt kissing. And our second story. Talk to the police if you want to. You'll never get a penny from us. 5 years ago, I was hit by a car while riding my bicycle. The driver turned across the front of me, pretty much into me, and I had absolutely nowhere to go. I hit the passenger door of the car, then tumbled over the front of the car, still clipped into my pedals, taking it with me. The car was pretty damaged. I dented the door, scratched the paint in many places, ripped the door mirror off, smashed the glass, cracked the windshield, and dented/scratched the bonnet, hood. My bicycle emerged fairly well. I think I broke its fall mostly. The front wheel was bent, the saddle torn, and the pedals and bar tape damaged from hitting the road. I broke my collarbone and lost a lot of skin in various places that hit the road. I trashed my helmet and my shorts too. The driver said, "Sorry, mate, I didn't see ya," which was pretty obvious. The car was his daughter's, and he was taking his grandson out for an ice cream. Poor little boy got covered in glass from the door window that exploded inwards when I hit it, but seemed to be okay. The driver gave me his phone number and I took a photo of his driver's license and insurance details, along with a pile of photos at the scene. I crucially got details of 2 witnesses too before I passed out from the pain. This all happened on a Friday. I got patched up at the hospital and my partner was able to get my bike home. Because of my broken collarbone, I was in a huge amount of pain while the doctors could figure out if it needed to be penned or not over the weekend. On the Saturday morning, I called the driver and his phone went straight to voicemail. I'd taken a good look at my bike and figured out I needed about 350 pounds worth of parts, wheel, fork, saddle, new bar tape, etc., and something for my cracked phone screen. I guess 150 pounds? On the message I left him, I said I was not sure if he wanted to pay for the parts or go through his insurance. His daughter called me back and shouted and swore at me for damaging her car. I explained that he has turned across the front of me and it was his poor driving to blame. I mentioned that I was sitting on my sofa with a broken collarbone as a result of him, and all I wanted was to get my bike fixed. "You'll never get a penny from me. Talk to the police if you want to. We will tell them it was not my car. You'll never get a penny from us." Okay, I can comply with that. I called the local police station and they sent a constable down to see me. I carefully explained what had happened and showed him the photos from the scene, the damage to my bicycle, phone, helmet, and shorts, gave him the details of the witness and several cups of tea, and he advised me to get a solicitor on the case too. So I did just that. My bike insurance has legal aid cover, so I used it. Long story short, I had 3 surgeries on my shoulder over the next 18 months or so. The insurance details that the driver gave me was fake. The daughter's insurance company did not cover her father as a driver. The driver had 6 points on his license already, but crucially, the police found he had insurance with a company that did cover him on her car, but only for third-party cover. He only admitted this when they threatened to charge him with driving without insurance and documentation fraud. The police eventually convicted him and gave him enough points to ban him from driving for a year and fined him £1,500 plus costs. The insurance company that he was with was one of those "we only cover really bad drivers," obviously did not pay out for the damage to the car. There was probably another $1,500 or more there. The insurance company paid for my bicycle damage, £550 once assessed by a local shop. They also paid for my clothing and helmet, £200, and my phone screen, £180. Then, finally, the insurance company paid compensation for my injuries and time off. Big bucks. I would have been quite happy for them to pay for my initial assessment of my bicycle and phone damage, but as they wanted to make my life difficult, it cost them thousands, got the driver banned, and resulted in compensation with a massive bonus for my savings account. Edit. Yes, bicycle insurance is a thing. My bicycles are insured through British Cycling. My cover includes loss or damage and third-party cover plus legal. And our last story. No, it's my house, and you'll pay the rent. Some background. My grandparents owned a 4-bedroom lake house with about an acre of land for about 25 years. Through the years, they hosted many family events, and people visited often to get free getaway. Last year, they wanted to move into a nice old folks home that's basically a resort. To do that and finance the rest of the years, they sold their main condo and put this up for sale. I bought it at what was a fair rate at the time. It's since gone up in value about 25% due to the recent housing surge. I just finished with some renovations and officially got it listed on Airbnb as a side hustle. This summer, I've gotten lots of requests from family to visit, and I've said no because it's being renovated. I also told them I intend to use it as an income stream, not a family vacation home. I got some pushback, but held firm. Well, now my cousin just got engaged, and they want to plan a May 2022 wedding on a specific day that has significance to them. This will end up being over Memorial Day weekend. My cousin Jean called me and asked if they could have it at the lake house since there's so much land for an outdoor wedding, and she and her fiancé met there years ago. His family is friends with our family. I told her that I anticipate renting it out that weekend and that she can have first dibs for the days needed and sent her the link to reserve it. She then realized this would run her close to $6,000 plus deposits and service fees, so really like $8,000. She flipped out, saying that this is a family event and a family house, so I shouldn't charge. She then said it should be like my wedding gift. I told her, "Jean, my wedding was 3 years ago and you got me a set of knives," which I do like. It's not really fair to say that I should basically give you $6,000. She flipped, called me greedy and a terrible family member, and hung up. Since this, my parents, aunt and uncle, and one sister all told me that I was being greedy as well. My brother, who helped with the renovations, is on my side 100%, and my grandparents told me they'd love to see a wedding there, but said they sold me the house with no conditions, so they won't pressure me. But I've been getting so much flack from a couple of people in my family. Edit. In purchasing it from my grandparents, I made it clear that it would no longer be a family home and that I would be using it for an income stream. They knew this before selling. Jean and I are not close. She's one of 13 cousins on that side of the family. We're 7 years apart and see each other probably 1 to 2 times a year at most. Part of my thinking for charging is that I don't want my place to turn into the de facto family spot. It was not cheap and I had to take out a mortgage to pay for it. For people not from the U.S., Memorial Day weekend is probably the most popular weekend for pool parties, lake house rentals, etc. It's literally the most valuable weekend to own a lake house. I told her I'd give her first dibs on it before opening it up to anyone, but will easily get rented that weekend otherwise. What I would charge is actually less than what the average venue would charge for the amount of guests she wants. She'd be saving about 40% from what a traditional venue would charge. I would also only charge the normal rate, not the holiday rate that Airbnb told me I should and would for anyone else. So that's effectively a 30% discount off the bat. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.